Oh, how you doing, mate?
Good, man. How's things been, alright?
No bad, no bad. Welcome back to another podcast. This is now the 7th podcast. We're absolutely rattling through them. And we are joined by Charlie Flynn. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you. Good to be here.
So, before we get into it, usually we ask if you brought your gift today.
I've brought something in.
You brought something?
I've brought something in. I've not showed you yet.
Like, go for it. Show us it, mate.
I'll show you. I'll give you a story behind it.
Oh my days. Just hold it up to the camera, show the camera.
That was a birthday card from my big brother.
Right.
And he's like me, so it's not even filled in, so I can write it to you.
Oh, love it. Then a pen, do you want to read that? Go for it.
So my big brother says he just thought it looked like me, that's complimenting into So,
that,
and then, mate. I don't know what's going on, so my big sister got me one an ape. My mum got me one of a monkey, and my girlfriend got me one, well, my wife got me one of an orangutan, and my brother got me one of a pig.
Your family
just
so nice.
I know, it's
That's so nice to you,
but,
Charlie boy.
my brother, like me, he was like, it was still in the plastic with the envelope, remember? He's like, oh, I didn't even get a chance to fill this in, here's your cards.
Excellent, mate, excellent.
So,
just make sure, to SharpDiv, love Charlie. Kid man. I'll put that on eBay for anybody that's watching.
to SharpDiv in the podcast show.
Yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
At the podcast show.
Love that, love that. By the way, as I just said, it'll be on eBay later on tonight. Starting price $99.99. Alright. Brilliant, mate. Cheers. Appreciate that. The mailman. Excellent. Excellent. We'll just sit that there. Sorry to the other boys, I forgot to put your gifts up on the table, but you know, we'll put them in the next episode. I'm sorry, we've already started now. But Charlie boy, for the people that don't know you, mate, which hopefully most of the people that are tuning in do, what is it you do, man? What is it?
I'm a boxer, basically. I've worked for I was 16 up to now. I still do loads of stuff with schools. Working in Royal Mail and boxing full time, professional, out and out an injury, but that's life. But life's a roller coaster, man.
Where did boxing all begin for you?
Boxing for me, I was just in the house, used to carry on my brothers fighting. I've got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so a lot of carry on in the house. And basically, we just took it up to the boxing club. Dad couldn't really be bothered with it, to be honest with you, and says up to the gym, stop fighting in the house. So me and my brothers went up there. And I was 7, he was 10. My other wee brother didn't go up, he didn't fancy it. He came up later on, the 3s were at the gym at one point. But me and my brother went in, he was 10, I was 7. And we just walked in the door, and the coach was like, you're not coming in, Charlie, you're only 7, what you doing? There's hundreds of men walking about, you know what I mean? A 7-year-old walks in the gym.
Just swaggering in.
Aye, and then they were like, you can't come in. I was like, I was gutted, away home. Danny, my bigger brother, had the gloves and the boots and all that, and I just couldn't handle it. And I used to say to him when I came up, you want to open the fire exit, and I'll just keep sneaking in the back. And eventually they get fed up of kicking me out, and he just says, like, you can finally just come into the gym. So basically I just started training a couple of days a week at the gym up at Newt Hill with Willie Downey. Who
was better out of you and your brother back then? Were you better than him even though he was older?
No, back then
he
just used to beat me up, basically.
You were a punch bag?
Aye, basically, I used to come back to the house and do, I learned this at the gym, whack, there you go, you know what I mean? But 1-2, left, right, good night, wee man. But I was, but no, he was older, it's just a natural thing, innit? And he's your bigger brother, so he's going to let you know it. But we always got on, we didn't really fight that much, but boxing started at the gym at about 7, so by the time we got on to fighting, I was probably above the level you know, the normal person was. I think I won my first 14 fights on the trot or something.
How did you feel going into your first fight? Because a lot of people will obviously be really nervous getting into a first fight. Were you young? You're a bit younger, no?
Well, you need to be 11 to fight.
Right.
I think you can get exhibitions at 10, but when I was boxing, it was just you fought at 11 and that was it. So I was just dying to get in. I was nervous. So MD's going to be nervous. My first fight was in the home show in Newt Hill. Everybody was there, all your family and all that, and I had my shots. My my club were good to me. You know, they bought me my first boxing gloves, my first boxing boots. They bought me my first pair of shorts for fighting. I've still got them actually. I just had them out the other day. Flynn on them. They're tiny. You know what I mean? And they bought me my first shorts. They actually bought me my next pair of shorts as well when I was about 17. So they were good to me at the club. And first fight was in Europe. I was nervous, but I was quite a good technical boxer when I was wee. Good at counter.
You say that like you're no anymore.
I know, but when the bell rang, I just turned into a maniac, just swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging. And the coaches were going, Charlie, what are you doing? Stick to your boxing. But it was just
nerves, just getting on top of you?
Everything, just excitement, nerves, everything. Couldn't think, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until my third fight, the coach says to me, if you do that, we're pulling you out of the fight and you're going to lose the fight. And I was like, oh no, I need to box now. And I stuck to it. It was probably the best. Well, it was better than my first couple of fights. It was my fourth fight that happened in. And I was countering, I was moving, it was so much better. And that's when I realised, I was only young, I was only 11. And then they were like, that's when I realised, you know, once you stick to boxing, once I start thinking about what I was doing, it was night and day. So that's when everything started moving forward. And
when did you realise that you had something with your coaches? When did you realise it wasn't just a wee hobby, that you actually had something?
Probably when I was about 17. Well, they knew when I think it was more, for me it was never skill, it was just the work ethic, you know what I mean? The work ethic and the thing, I just never ever stopped. And I went to Europeans when I was 13. And it was during the summer holidays, but my whole summer holidays was training, you know what I mean? I didn't understand dieting. I was eating at school just half pizza crunch, can of Iron Brown, rolls and tatty scone and all that, wasn't it? It wasn't as if I was pure going with cans of tuna and fruit. It was just a normal guy at school basically, but I used to train a lot. And it wasn't until I got to about 13, I was going to European Championships and I didn't even have a clue what they were, basically. And my coach was like, well, going through my diet, and he just couldn't believe the food I was eating.
What was your diet then? Talk us through what a normal day of your diet was.
A normal day, I was at high school in Scotland, just your normal, I was at Taylor High basically, and a normal day I'd get up, have Weetabix in the morning, just normal Weetabix, and then I'd go to school, tuck into a wrong tatty scone on the way to school with some tablet and a can of Iron Brew.
In the morning?
In the morning, on the way to school, basically, and then we get to school, first break, it was a Mars bar cake. No, your normal Mars bar cake, it was like a muffin with melted chocolate on it, with like a Mars bar chopped up on it. It was amazing. Massive. It was like a Taylor High special, it was so good. With a bottle of Aces.
Oh wow.
And then dinner time, half pizza crunch, can of Iron Brew, chips and all that, brilliant. Sweets, Haribos and everything, and then way home, a wee bit of food, whatever was in the house before going out, before I got my dinner at night, and away to the gym in between.
Did you see a big difference in your performance when your nutrition had changed?
It was a different, like, training changed, everything changed. I was only 13, but we went to training 3 times a day, because it was summer holidays, so 2-3 times a day every day. It was maybe a bit extreme at that age, but I was loving it, you know what I mean? And it was.
It got you where you're getting to today as well, do you know what I mean?
MD looking for the outside would have went, oh, that's too much for a boy at that age, you know what I mean? But no, we went to European Championships, got a bronze in Europeans, but that was my first ever international. That was my first ever kind of cap for Scotland, representing Scotland. 13, and then came back. It was like the British Championships. Travelling with Scotland, Finland. We went to Finland, like around the different countries in Britain, Wales and England, Ireland, a couple of different things. Then a couple of years later we went to maybe Serbia, Bosnia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Russia.
What was that like?
All the countries you think, I don't want to be here.
Exactly.
That's where we went.
But what was it like seeing that different culture at such a young age?
It was mental. Well, I think at the start you just don't really take anything in, but once you get a bit older, you're like, this is different here, man. People don't really have money, you know.
I mean? It's completely different, isn't it? Different cultures, different ways of living.
Serbia, and it was like nobody had money. You could just tell when you walked in the place, you know. It was like there's bullet holes in the wall and craters out the ground for the wars that had only just ended, literally.
Exactly, aye.
Some mad guy picks you up my bulletproof car and you're like, hold on a minute, what's going on here?
You've got the hands up, you're ready to go, man.
Guys like, my name is Jacob, you know, come with me. And everybody's like, wait a minute here, it's like, it's at night time, you get into a mad car, he tells you his car's armour plated. And he gets in, there's some other dude in the front with techno music on, mad serving techno music and tattoos and a skinhead, and you're like, you're not getting out of here. You start driving into the woods and you maybe get in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? And then it starts off with the techno music and they're just kind of loosely chatting and all that, and then you're talking half an hour later, there's no music, it's silent, it's pitch black, you're in the woods, and you're like, we're not getting home, man, we're not making it.
Is that what's going through your head at that point?
Aye, I was just like, never mind the boxing, we're not making it home, you know what I mean? This could have been empty picking us up here. And then, turns out alright, you know what I mean? The big man in the front's actually sound into Mario Kart and that, you know what I mean?
Brilliant. I think that's what you notice, see, when you go travelling and you go and you meet different people at first, their ways of growing up and their cultures are totally different, but you can relate to them. And at a certain level, you always find something to relate to, and at the end of the day, you realise, oh, they're just the same as me, they're just humans.
I think it's just cultures that you don't realise. Over here, their culture would be seen as, oh, they look rough, or they look a bit mental, you know what I mean? But it's just the normal over there, you know what I mean? That's just the way they are. But Kazakhstan was mad.
What was that like? Home of Gennady Golovkin?
It was just mad. It was like soldiers on the street with dogs and stuff, marching about at the first thing in the morning and stuff. I was like, this place is... I remember I jumped the queue at a mad Burger King, but it was their version, and the whole place came to a halt and looked at me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what is going on, man? I was like, what is actually going on? I was like... So, I didn't really jump the queue. There was different queues, and ones were at different lengths. And I thought, that queue's tiny over there. Instead of walking around, there was a seat, and I just hopped over it and walked up to the queue, and literally the whole place came to a halt. Everybody stopped and looked, and I was like, what's going on, man? You know what I mean? What is actually going on? Am I getting... And then they all looked at me for about 20-30 seconds, and then everybody just carried on as normal, and I was like, that was just pure freaky, man.
Yes.
What's going on? And then I used to love going to all the markets, so there was these like Kazakhstan markets, and there was hundreds of, you know, knockoff Nike trainers and hundreds of stuff, and I just used to love going and bartering with them, you know what I mean? And for no reason at all. And my wee brother's got the boxing gloves I got him for over there. It was like Schneider versions of like top 10 gloves, and it was like what was it, like top 10 story top 10, you know what I mean? But obviously you wouldn't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out they were knockoffs, but I just used to love getting in these markets and basically winding everybody up and going, oh, no, put your price down and all this, I want that for that. And just arguing with them all the time, and then end up buying stuff off them in the end. But,
end up giving them exactly what they want.
No, I used to be good, that was good.
I'd
get the price right down.
The way it usually works for me, I go in, I'm like, how much is it? They're like, a tenner. And I'm like, I'll give you a fiver. He says, no, a tenner. I end up paying him 15.
That's it, basically.
No good at that, man.
But I remember one time I was in with a couple of the boys, and we were just carrying on, messing about, trying to get the prices down and all that, and this guy went off his nut, man, and he was like, and I was like, this guy's taking us a bit serious, you know what I mean? And then these mad guys started following us about with shades on. I was like, again,
is this still in Kazakhstan?
In Kazakhstan.
Oh, right after the Burger King incident as well, you're like, jeez, get me out of here, man.
And then I was just, I was there for a bit, I obviously didn't see it as a laugh, and they were going mental, and then there was a couple of us, don't know who it was in the team with me at the time. Who it was Whammy. It was, and we heard them going on and on and on, and they were just following us, literally following us, walking us everywhere we went. And then we kind of caught on and we're like, what's going on here, man? And then it was alright, you're with a bunch of boxers, you know what I mean? Exactly. But I mean, even still, you're a foreign country, man. So we just said quite loud, we were meeting at the mad burger place and split off. And we went out, we cut away, we managed to get away from them, we went away, and we seen them waiting at the burger place, these mad guys.
Oh, wow.
I was like, we didn't...
Did you ever see them again after that?
Never seen them again, we just went
Thankfully.
away. We could have been carried away, man, but No, it was just, there's loads of countries we went to, loads of different countries, loads of different experiences, I suppose. With a bunch of boxers, especially when you're younger, you're just there for the carry on. We get stuck in a lift once, I don't know what country it was. We're all jumping, we were only about 12 or something, jumping in the lift, and all the numbers we got right. The thing stopped and it was
You're playing with fire there, mate.
But just before they got these mad Russian guys came on, just before. And it nearly kicked off in the elevator, and we were the 3 smallest guys in the team. It was me and 2 other guys lighter than me, and I'm a lightweight, you know what I mean? And it was a huge heavyweight Russian guy. And there was an actual stair down in the elevator with one of the boys. No, he was a weight heavier than me, this guy. 1 weight below me and 1 weight heavier. Right. Reese. And I can't remember what he said. He said something, made some remark when the Russian guy was coming in, then we jumped, no thing stopped. Oh, wow. But they weren't jumping about, they were just sitting with that stone cold face, and we were all just rolling and laughing. Yeah. And then the thing broke. The elevator. The lift
so we're all stuck in the lift?
We're stuck in an elevator with 3 Russians, and they were so angry. And they were actually staring off, like, the boy's name was Reese, he was a weight above me. With this Russian, like, staring, I was like, that's just going to kick off, man. And then a wee voice came through the elevator, oh, this is the fire brigade and all this and everything, and then...
You should have just started shouting, 11! 11!
That's it, and then basically they came and disrupted, this is the fire brigade and everything, and they ended up coming and letting us all out, and basically it was fine, but that's what happens when a bunch of daft Scottish people, young boys, start travelling about different countries, just getting stuck on elevators and fighting with Russians and all that. But no, it's always some laugh.
So you done all that travelling, and it culminated in probably your best moment in amateur boxing here in Glasgow, 2014 Commonwealth Games. But before we get into that, what was qualification? How did that go?
So I mean, a couple of different kind of qualification things that was happening at the time. I was working full time as well. During this whole process, I was well, I was about 16 onwards. I was working the whole time. So when I started working in the Royal Mail, it was maybe a 48-hour week. You know what I mean? So and a lot of times 6 AM or 5 AM starts, and then I'm trying to train round that. You know what I mean? And still fighting and going to all these countries. The first year, every holiday I took was for boxing. You know what I mean? So I didn't really get any holidays. My first 2 years at the Royal Mail, every boxing event I done, all the championships, kind of ones in Scotland and then abroad, and then anyway, everything was all just taken with holidays. Yeah. And then the 3rd year they gave me time off, and then the 4th year they gave me time off paid. So that's kind of how it evolved with them, because the more I get into boxing, the more they realised, oh, this guy's not just at it, you know what I mean, he's actually going to do well. So the same way when I was younger, progressing through everything, I was just always training hard, and then once I think I got to about 16, they were like, no, this guy's going somewhere, you know what I mean. So 16, 17, I won the British at youth under 18s, and then got picked for the youth Commonwealth Games. And I got to the finals there. I got beaten in the finals there. It was basically just the Commonwealth Games, but for younger under 20s, under 19s. Basically, I was 18, and most of the people in it are 18 or 19. Basically, that's youth level. Youth levels between not 18, 19, 17 and 18. That's youth in boxing. A youth levels between 17 and 18. So I was 18 at this, and it was literally just the Commonwealth Games, except you were younger. Yeah. And I fought in that. I got a bye through the first round. Fought. Who did I fight? Can't even remember now. Fought somebody for Africa. Fought somebody for. I can't even remember anymore. Some other country.
Mad mental Russian with a pair of shades on. I've seen you for somewhere.
And then finals was against an English guy. We had a bit of a rivalry. He was a traveller. Right. A lot of times I was staying with travellers down in England. I was travelling up and down Scotland, England. Ended up doing my exams down in England instead of Scotland. And I was living down there with travellers quite a bit as well. Ended up at school down there. it was a bit crazy. And basically I registered myself as English to fight in the English Championship. So I could fight the English Championships and the Scottish Championships. And also Team England wanted me to box for them, but Team Scotland wanted me to box for them. And I just chose
where
to.
this is going.
And I just said, I'm not boxing for Team England, I'm boxing for Team Scotland.
Yes.
And then I wonder why I never get in the GB team, you know what I mean?
That makes sense, mate, that makes sense.
And then I was always fighting different guys basically, and then one guy that I'd fought a few times, I fought him again in the finals of the Commonwealth Games, and I should have beaten him, I didn't get a decision, and I was so, you think, oh, you get a silver at the Youth Commonwealth Games, you think that's great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just devastated, just couldn't even.
First to come last.
I
those
was
attitudes just
so
get up and get
angry,
again.
I was so angry, I was so annoyed, I was not happy at all, because
At the judging.
I should have won the fight. I was up getting into the last round, and then I won the last round clearly, and my coaches all thought I'd won it and everything. And it was just one of those moments, you know what I mean? And I was so angry. It was a time where he should have got gold basically. It should have been the first ever for Scotland to win gold at the Youth Commonwealths. And instead, you know what I mean? That happened.
The judges took it away from
me.
We seen a similar instant in the Olympics recently with Michael Conlon.
Oh,
it
was the same.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people are probably quite confused with the judging systems. And how
it changes all the time. So this judging system was different then. It was points. So I knocked your head back, I got a point. Right. Whereas now it's scored more like the pros. This scoring I much prefer, but like the amateur scoring, that's the scoring that was for the Commonwealth when I was in it. That's just like professional scoring. It's only slightly different. So that if I was fighting you, I don't know if it's still the same, I'm guessing it's still the same, and I was boxing the head off you, easily, bang, 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 then you hit me a shot and dropped me.
Right.
Then I get up and continued to just box the head off you. You know, in pro boxing that'd be a 10-8 round to you.
Yep.
Whereas in amateur they could still give that round to me. You know what I mean?
How would they score that? Would they score it a 9-9 or that?
They could. I don't think they're allowed to score.
Even?
No, they are. They just aren't allowed to score the fight a draw.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody needs to win an amateur. You can't score at a draw. Mm-hmm. Well, you can score at a draw, but you need to pick a winner.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can go. Maybe I beat. So it's 3 rounds. I win 10-9 round 1. Again 10-9 round 2. Then you win 10-8 round 3. So we're both drawn on the scorecards. Mm-hmm. So what would happen is the judge would need to pick who they thought won. So that's what happens. But I've lost my thread. What was that? We're just talking about scoring in general.
Having a wee discussion.
So basically that was the scoring changeover. Whereas when I was boxing, it was in the youth games. It was if I knock your head back, I get a point. Mm-hmm. So and what you found was happening was boxers were coming out 100 mile an hour in the first round. Bang, 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 getting a point, so maybe 10 points up,
and then just the danger.
Just not even boxing the next, just keep my way, holding, doing whatever.
I get that.
For the next 2 rounds, because it needs to be a clean shot to get a point. So as long as you were getting up in the first round, you know, you were fine. So I was getting into the 3rd round, I was up anyway, and I was then being the aggressor and landing more shots. So it didn't make any sense that I'd lost the fight. You know what I mean? But the likes of Michael Conlon as well, as I say, the scoring was different for the ones. It was different for the Commonwealth Games for me as well. That was just like similar to professional, but not quite the same. So it's 10-9, 10-8, 10-7. Normally, if I'm winning a round and I drop you, it should be a 10-8, but it doesn't always mean that because you've only got 3 rounds. You know what I mean?
So the Commonwealth Games, not the youth ones. How did that go for you, mate?
That went perfect.
Obviously, you won the gold medal.
Everything kind of fell into place then. So. It was time for the Commonwealth Games. We just came back from Australia at the time. There was about 8 weeks to go. We came back from Australia and there was 8 weeks to go to the games. We were over there in a training camp. It didn't really make much sense going to Australia to train for the home games in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? It didn't, but it worked, I suppose, because it was fine. But there was a selection process. You had to win the Scottish Championships. We got assessed over 2 years, so we were going to all these countries. So I beat a boy. And when would this have been? So the games were 2014, 2013, basically. I was a champion 2012. In 2013, the guy that was basically getting picked at the weight below me to go moved up.
Right.
So they're saying, oh, now we've got 2 people in contention for this. And they done that way every week, 2 people each week. But normally there was a guy that was winning and going all the tours, and then the guy that always came second. But the boy that came up a week, he was the number 1 for the week below.
So it was 2 number 1s?
Aye, he was number 1 for the week below, and he came up basically. And we went to fight in the Scottish Championships, and there's maybe 15 names in the hat. Funnily enough, the first 2 names that get picked out were mine and his. So I fought him and I beat him quite comfortably the first time we fought. It wasn't really... I then progressed and won. And during that time I fought one of the Scottish boys that was on the GB team. And I stopped him. And that was after winning the British at senior level as well, and the British at youth level. So right now I was a youth British champion and then the senior British champion, so that's any age over 18, but I was 18 when I won it. I'd only just turned 18, so I was one of the youngest ever to win it. So youth champion, youth British champion, senior British champion, but I still wasn't the Team GB. It didn't make sense, you know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense because you're winning everything. So.
And I took the British title off of the Team GB boxer.
Yeah.
So I went into the British Championships, I beat the Team GB boxer who was defending his British title, and I took it off him down south. I then went on to fight the next GB boxer in the Scottish Championships. I didn't knock him out, it got stopped because I was I was beating him, you know what I mean?
Technical kind of knockout?
Aye, it's a technical knockout. I had 2 counts already, that was his 3rd count, and then the ref went 3 counts, you know what I mean, and I think it was in the 1 round, the last round. I gave him all 3 counts and the ref stopped the fight. That was another GB boxer. So I won the Scottish Championship, and then the next year, I beat that guy the first year in 2013, then 2014 was the next year.
Right.
So the previous year I beat the GB boxer and everything for Scotland, and then it was a new year, and then I'd won the British title at senior. Then the next year, 2014, I fought the same guy again that was up and coming for the weight below me, so I'd already beat him, but at the same time, because we were number 1 and number 2, I was getting sent to all the number 1 competitions worldwide, he was getting sent to all the B-rate competitions worldwide, so I was going to the harder, bigger tournaments, he was going to the kind of easier, smaller ones.
Yeah.
And we were all there was points for each tournament, every tournament had a point system, and basically the easier competitions had less points, but they were easier because the B-rate boxers get sent to them for all the countries.
Yeah.
Whereas the A-rate tournaments, maybe the World Championships and the Europeans and stuff, where the best go, they were a lot harder, but you were getting more points basically. So when 2014 came, I was well ahead on points, and I'd already beat him. So technically, I should have just been picked to go.
Yeah.
But they changed it like over Christmas and says, no, in fact, you just need to fight again. So which was quite annoying because you just spent the whole last year and a half
earning it,
and then when you earned it, they kind of changed it and goes, in fact, you know what, that's all going in the bin. You just need to fight, and whoever wins goes. And you're going, well, I've already beat him. It might have been different weight categories, it was maybe different, they'd maybe not fought each other.
So you did fight him again then?
I did fight him again, beat him again, and then that was that. So then I was officially picked to go off, not off the boxing team, but off Team Scotland, that are in charge of all the sports, you know what I mean, like the official Team Scotland. You can get picked for Team Scotland boxing, and then they put your name forward, and then it goes through officially from Team Scotland, not Boxing Scotland. So that all happened. Then we went to Australia, basically, we went to Portugal as well. And after the championship, it was quite stressful for everybody because it was getting picked. There was a lot going on. I was stressed out with work and everything because I was working so much. But yeah, I was travelling everywhere, and I was expecting the guys weren't working. I was fighting, you know what I mean. And it was hard, and I had no funding, no backing, you know what I mean. Scotland gave me a bit of funding later on, but I didn't have any sponsors or nothing. Basically, I was just working, and then went to the games basically back in Scotland, and it was a big king, and
it was massive, mate.
It
was honestly massive, and you were one of the biggest names that came out of the
Commonwealth
Games in the end.
From the Commonwealth Games, I don't know, for some weird reason, everybody seems to remember me. It was just bizarre.
Well, firstly, you were totally awesome, obviously. You get the gold medal, and then your post-match interview, that was a belter.
I know, so basically, if you had to say to me before the Commonwealth Games, out of the whole Team Scotland that goes, obviously there was amazing, you know what I mean, people that were amazing, and they're also remembered right up there as well, probably more than me, some of them, but if you had to say, oh, your name's going to be one of the standout names for the Commonwealth Games before I went, you're off your head, you know what I mean, away with it, man. But before the games I was so confident, I was like, I'm winning gold.
Yeah.
A couple of interviews after the Scottish Championships, we get interviewed, and get put out and all, and I say, the gold medal's got my name on it, watch this space, I'm taking gold.
You done it.
And then another interview, and I carried the torch, the baton, Commonwealth baton in the Ravenscraig. The rugby team were getting interviewed, the Scotland team that was going, and then interviewed me as well, and I says in front of everybody, I'm telling you all, I'm winning gold, you know what I mean? And then basically I went to the bookies. I was 61.
Really?
And I was the second highest ranked in the tournament by IABA, the international governing body had me number 2 ranked. But I was 61, and if I had more money I would have put it on, only had 50 quid. And I think my uncle put it on for me.
Yeah.
And I get $3.5 grand back for that. So that was no bad.
Magic. Exactly.
So, that's an alright wee story and an alright wee bonus, you know what I mean? So, but at the time I had a lot of tick, you know what I mean? Because I was boxing, I was working, but I couldn't work. I cut all my hours back to box. So I was maybe earning 200 quid a week if you're lucky.
Yeah.
On running a car, going to training, buying all my boxing gear, getting all my food in. By this time I was on a really strict diet, cutting down to probably under 5% of fat, and then really we stopped doing percentages because it wasn't as accurate. We got new ways of doing it, so I don't even know what the percentage was, but
a very, very low.
It was really low basically, and my diet was so strict. It took me about 12 weeks to make the weight. After, even though I boxed in the Scottish Championships and I'd made the weight, maybe just going to Portugal, doing different things, we still had like a 10-week camp. You just continue weight management to get right down, because it was really, really hard making the weight. But I've boxed at this weight, lightweight, for 10 years now, so if I was 15, which people can't actually believe, you know what I mean? So you think that's the biggest years you grow, from 15 onwards.
Aye.
But from 15 onwards I have been a lightweight. You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you turn professional, you get an extra £3, but it's still classified as lightweight.
Yeah.
So technically, I've been boxing at lightweight for 10 years, which is quite crazy.
Long time.
Which is quite crazy. But making weight for the Commonwealth Games was no easy task. But
we see a lot of this, don't we? We see a lot of videos that have came out. I've seen some from like the UFC, Darren Till, trying to make weight and they actually went blind, like, and there's some crazy strategies that boxers and different fighters take. How hard was that then for you? Did you?
It was hard, because a lot of the time I had to be so strict all the time, so that when I didn't fight I was like, oh, and I would go into the opposite and I'd just eat food, and I'd balloon, and I was like, oh no,
you need to lose that now.
About a stone and a half till I was here, you know what I mean? And then that's the way it kind of went. And then obviously the coaches hated me for that, basically. And I used to basically like, oh, I can't get on the skills today, I can't make it to the gym. I'm snowed in. I was like, really?
It's like June.
I'm
snowed in, mate.
I'm snowed in, and it's like, what are you talking about? It's August, you know what I mean? I'm like,
couldn't believe that in Scotland.
But really, it was just the weight, because they took weight management, because of those reasons, in Scotland so seriously, you know what I mean? But I knew I could make weight, and I knew it wasn't a problem. But if I'd done it right, it was fine. But if I'd done it wrong, it was a problem. You know what I mean? So that was.
You're talking about losing a lot of weight just in 24 hours, 72.
No,
like
if I done it fine, it was alright. But even if I lost my weight over a couple of weeks, but didn't do it properly, well, if I lost my weight over a couple of weeks, I wouldn't be that great for the fight. I had to do it over a long period of time, because it was cutting down so much. A couple of times, I was just ill for making weight, because I wasn't. Because basically, I was just doing it all the time, you know what I mean? There was no break. It was just, in amateur boxing, you have your season and it finishes at summer, but then that's the elite season, so that's like Europeans, world, and then you go straight back into like the nationals and doing this, all the other stuff, you know what I mean? So you don't really get a break. For other boxers that aren't that tight in their weight, it's alright, but for boxers that are really tight in their weight, and you're travelling all the time. The thing is, you're travelling, and as soon as you start eating food and you're not training, your weight just naturally goes up.
Yeah.
I'm talking just about water weight and stuff and taking that down. So it's a lot. It's really hard for boxers that are tight on weight and the amateurs, because you travel so much, and you don't just weigh in once. So pros, you've got a fight, you weigh in once. It's the day before, and then you fight, and that's it. Amateurs, you go to a competition, you'll have 5 fights. You need to weigh in every single day, and you can weigh in at 8 o'clock and be fighting at 12 o'clock. You're fighting 4 hours after your weigh in.
It's pretty dangerous then, isn't it?
Aye,
if you're training a lot of weight.
So you shouldn't be cutting a lot of weight in the amateurs, but I needed to, basically. And then that was the thing, you can have 5 fights, you know what I mean? You can have 5 fights in the amateurs, and you need to weigh in every day. So let me just talk you through how this would work. So you'd get up at 6 or something, maybe weigh-in's early. Weigh-in's normally about 8. So you get up at 7, go to weigh-in, it's European Championships. There's hundreds of boxers. You're all standing in queues. You've not ate for the day before. You've not ate for at least you've not at least ate your dinner at least. You didn't have that. You maybe ate at 2 o'clock the day before. You ate at 2 o'clock the day before. You're cutting, because you're so tight in weight, you've took the water out. You can do it the day before, the night before. It doesn't harm you if you do that, you know what I mean? There's a certain amount you can take off without damaging your body. And as long as you do it within 12 hours of weighing in, 14 hours of weighing in or something, it's not an issue. So you maybe took your weight off at 10 o'clock last night. You're now up at 7 in the morning the next day. It's not even been 12 hours, you know what I mean? So you're fine, but you're just dehydrated a bit. So you need water, you've not had food, and now you're going to stand and wait in a queue for maybe an hour and a half.
And then somebody's going to punch you in the head.
And then after you've weighed in, you don't know when you're fighting. You could be fighting at 6 o'clock at night, you could be fighting at 11 o'clock in the morning, and you don't know who you're fighting. So you then weigh in, and basically weigh-ins are horrible. You're sitting, everybody's at their wits' end because they're making weight. It's a big tournament. We're all out of all those boxers, only the heavyweights have eaten the day before.
Because you've not got a weight limit, obviously.
And the heavyweights aren't even, they just lie in and come in at the end of it, because
the bastards.
everybody's sitting making weight like that, and then they're just sitting eating food, you know what I mean?
They're putting up Snapchats and
I know, basically. But then after you weigh in, you go back to the hotel, you have your food. You cannot eat too much because you're weighing in the next day. So basically it's like, I need food, I need water. You drink 2 litres of water, you'll then have 2 litres of sweat to take out before. It's literally, see the weight of that water, that's maybe 400 ml, so that's 400 grams, that's nearly a pound, right, that water. So say, just to understand this, say the scales were there, and I go, I'm on weight, I can make my weight, and I go buy and drink that, I'm now a pound overweight. I could eat a packet of crisps and go on and be the same weight. There's no weight in crisps. When it gets to the time of weighing in, it doesn't matter about what it is, it matters about the weight in your stomach. That's what people don't realise. That's why you take off water. That's why people dehydrate, because water's heavy. So you sweat out 2 litres of water, that's 4.5 pounds. You know what I mean? So that's what you're dealing with. So 4.4 pounds is 2 litres of water, 2 kilograms, you know what I mean? A litre of water is a kilo. So I drink that, I'm not quite half a kilo, maybe 0.4 over my weight, which would then take 45 minutes of training to take that off.
Which then's obviously expending more energy that you would prefer to have for the fight.
This is a whole thing of making weight, so this is where it comes down. I remember when I first realised this, it was at the Europeans, my first international. I didn't even know what weight I fought at prior to this. I just used to train and go into fights.
Just to make a weight?
I didn't even know, because my coaches knew. They just says, Charlie, you can't eat tonight. It wasn't ever strict when you were young. It was like, you've ate all day, you've just done a training session. It's like you're on your weight kind of, but just make sure you don't eat in the night. You're weighing the next day. It's not a big deal, you know what I mean? It's just, that's as far as it goes when you're a kid. But once I got to Europeans, I was 13. I actually realised what weight I fought at. It was like, you're 46 kilo, that's your weight. It's your responsibility to make this weight. And I was with my coach that was actually took me at the Commonwealth Games, Peter Harrison. He was my coach at the time, Scotland coach. He was the Scotland coach, but I had my coach Willie Downey and that at the gym. And but the Scotland coach at the time was Peter Harrison. I remember sitting with Peter. The weigh-in was the next day. I'd had my first fight in Europeans, and I beat the guy. I was fighting some other guy the next day, and I was sitting at the table, And me being me, I just had a big bowl of cake and custard ready to eat it. And Peter's like, Charlie, you can't eat that. He says, I'm not trying to be funny, because all the boys were there, and he just took it off me and started, I'm not trying to be funny, you can't eat that. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, you just can't. I goes, alright, I'll eat an apple then. And I had an apple and water, and he's like, no, you can't eat, you don't. I says, that's healthy. He goes, no, you can't, you don't get it. He goes, I didn't realise it was weighty things in your stomach at that age. I was only 13. It's like, he just said it's the weight of the actual food in your stomach.
No, the calories, no the macros,
no, he
just
goes,
the weight. Basically
it's the weight. You are a wee bit over your weight right now. So when you get up in the morning, you will slept off a bit of weight. You lose weight during the night. You get up, you'll be on your weight. If you eat food, it doesn't matter what you eat, you're going to be over your weight.
Yeah.
You'd be better off eating a packet of crisps, because the weight of that is not going to do anything. You think,
that's mad to think about that.
You think Watsits, the weight of Watsits, it's a feather, you know what I mean? Eat them, but it'll fill you up, you know what I mean? So basically what it gets to as well is filling yourself up and not putting on weight. But if your tournament's over 10 days, you can't be eating crisps, you know what I mean? Because that will put fat on you, and that will make it harder. That weight kind of sticks to you. So you might eat a chocolate bar and a packet of crisps or something. You might go, there's not much weight in that, but it's kind of weight that sticks to you. Whereas if you drink water, you'll pee it out. You won't pee it all out, but you'll pee it out. So it's not hard to get that off. Whereas you need to burn calories to get that off, and that will turn into fat. You know what I mean? So if you're maybe eating chocolate or anything for the 10 days, by the end of the 10 days you're struggling to make the weight as before you weren't. You know what I mean? So you need to just balance everything. I used to eat jerky. Do you know jerky? Dried meat.
Like beef jerky, it's like the American shit.
That's what I used to eat, because it was like protein and it's light. It's quite light, it's dried out, you know what I mean? So, and it filled me up, so that's what I used to, and it wasn't garbage, but at the same time you still need some sugar and stuff to keep you going. So it's a big balance in the amateurs weight. So that's why people move up more than the amateurs as well sometimes, because whereas the pros you weigh in once, you in 36 hours before your fight. You know, that's a long time.
You've got a long time to kind of replenish,
and you can take a lot more out yourself in the pros as well. Even though I just used to do the same thing, but in the pros you can afford to cut down more. You've got 36 hours. You can eat what you want. You're not weighing in again. So that's the big difference with weighing in. So going to the games for me was a hard thing with weight, but at the Commonwealth games I was on it. It was the best I'd felt of the weight. And unlike other people, I get stronger at the weight the longer it went on, whereas people would make weight and it would get to them, but because it took me so long to get down, once I got down, I was naturally bigger at the weight, because I was big at the weight, that's why it was so hard to come down. The longer I stayed on the weight, and the more I could just snack on me things, and the longer I was down there at that weight, lightweight, the stronger I got, and I was like, I'm actually feeling so good now, you know what I mean? And I just felt normal. And then whereas other people maybe making the weight all the time just got to them, it would get weaker as the fights went on. I get stronger and stronger and stronger, so by the end of the games that was my strongest performance.
And you obviously suffered a wee bit of a setback in like your first fight. You got a cut,
that's right,
which could potentially really deter some boxers.
That was it. So I got a cut and it was right above my eye. I can't remember what eye it was. It might have been my right eye. I was just for a head clash. In the very 20 seconds into the fight, it was a cut.
What's going through your mind at that point?
I just, you just realise, oh, I'm cut, and then you try and think, but don't think about it, and you just try and box as normal, but you're looking at the guy's eyes, and you can see he's not looking at you, he's looking at your cut.
He's aiming straight for that.
And then that's getting into your head, but that's reminding you you're cut, and it's just a distraction, really. It's just a distraction. There's maybe drips going onto your face and stuff, or you take your gloves down, you can see there's blood, and that split second you go, oh, there's blood on that,
bang,
bang, you know what I mean? So it's just trying to make sure you're not distracted in any way, which is kind of almost impossible, because it's almost second nature. If you're boxing and a drip hits you in the eye, you know what I mean, you wouldn't properly, but you'd go, something's happening.
Be thinking straight away, wouldn't you?
So it's almost like second nature. You almost need to try and block out that second nature and just get on with it, which I was pretty good at doing. It didn't really bother me. And then the cut wasn't too big, but what started to happen was, because you need to weigh in again, you get another fight, they just glued it. You couldn't put stitches in it because I'm fighting, obviously, so they glued it. But what started happening was another fight, it would get bigger, because somebody else punched a different angle, it started zigzagging, you know what I mean? Which was worse, but it was zigzagging down my eye. And but the first fight was the Australian guy, and we beat him, tall southpaw guy, beat him. I was the underdog. I don't know why the bookies had me as the underdog in every fight, even though on IABA's national ranking, at this time I was in the top 20 in the world.
It seems to be a running trend since like all through your amateur career though, that people are underestimating you, mate.
I don't know what it is. It's just
getting the funding, no getting to go on Team GB, all this sort of stuff.
And then I remember going into the British Championships. Oh, what's the guy's name? He's a famous boxing guy. Does all like podcasts. The something hour. What's his name? English, London.
I don't know. Spencer.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, what's his name?
Were you fighting him?
No, but he was commenting and he was going, this kid ain't a boxer and all this, because it was the finals. And,
oh my god!
And obviously it was a team GB athlete. He got a medal at the Youth Olympics. He was a big noise, you know what I mean, at the time. And he was at lightweight and stuff. He was a big noise at the time. And it was me. I literally trained up at the local club in Newthill, a 5-minute walk from my house. At the time, it's really doing so well now, the club, but at the time there was no proper heating. It was just a bit, you walk in, you go, this is a rough gym, you know what I mean? But it was a great gym, a great atmosphere, and the coaches were amazing, they helped me so much. They were so good to me, you know what I mean? Like the coaches at Newthill, like Toby Dixon, you know, he died last year, it was quite sad. He took me in my first fight, Willie took me in my first fight, and it's amazing to have the people that were there in your first fight doing your corner for your professional fights. But they were really good to me. What was I talking about? I've lost the thread.
We're talking about your run in the Commonwealth Games.
Aye.
First one was against the Australian boy, you're an underdog, beat him.
Aye, it was about kind of being the underdog I was talking about, and then going into the British.
Yeah.
It's the guy's name that does the podcast. Everybody knows him. Everybody.
Coogan?
No. He's baldy and he goes on and on and on. People are...
Oh, Bunce?
Bunce! It was Bunce!
Big Buncey?
Bunce was commentating.
I could imagine him saying that.
And Bunce was commentating. This show was meant to be on TV. My fight was on BBC because it's the British finals, the British Championships, not. And they says, we're not putting this on TV because the Scottish guy's going to get leathered.
Oh, wow.
So the guy at the Scotland, the guy who was Richard Thomas at the time, he's passed away. Like out the middle of nowhere, a young guy in his 40s, passed away a couple of years ago. He's a good friend of mine. He phoned him up and says, show this fight because Charlie's going to win it. And then so they showed it, and obviously they maybe hurt because they thought this would be bad for boxing. If you've got a Scottish boy coming down here going against Team GB and getting leathered on TV, this is not good, do you know what I mean? And then the Scottish guys get in touch and says, no, you have to show this fight, so it gets shown. So everybody was watching it in the house everywhere up in Scotland and all this, and it was the finals of the British. And it wasn't like the youth or junior, it was the senior, it was any guy could have been 27, it could have been anything, you know what I mean? I was just turned 18, and I remember Burns going on, this kid shouldn't be in the ring, look at him, he should be tucked up in bed with his milk and all that.
That's fucking some major disrespect right there, man.
He should be tucked up in bed with his milk, warm milk, that was it. And I was like, I didn't hear any of this, you know what I mean? And then I went out and beat him, and then Burns had just changed his tune. This kid's got the Commonwealth Games written all over him and all that.
Oh my days, mate. He's just looking for sound bites then.
But no, it was I think it was just at first I had such a baby face, and I was I honestly, my driving licence, I've got it now. I've got like a HGV driving licence. I can drive HGVs and all that, you know what I mean? And I'll show you.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
I literally look about 12. And it's so funny. Like driver, that's my HGV.
Oh man. Can we see that? Can we see that?
I literally look about 12.
Yeah, you do look about 12.
And I was in that photo. I was 18. I was 18. I looked 12.
You do.
And that would have been why I was.
Is that why you've got the wee bit of growth?
I'm trying to kid on.
So you don't get ID'd.
But you couldn't blame them for saying that. You know what I mean? He was looking at me going, "This guy's tight, like not tiny in size, but he's going, this guy's." he was going, this kid ain't a boxer. He's just a baby. That's what he was saying.
That what he said?
He's going, the boy, he's just a baby and all this. And then he should be in his bed and all this.
Yeah.
And then I went out and won it. And it was quite weird, the scoring for that fight. I thought the first round was close, but they had me up. The second round, I thought I won that quite convincingly, and they had me losing it.
Damn.
And then the third round, it was close again, and I thought I won the third round even more convincing, so it was kind of weird. But as the first round, I thought, this was when it was a point scoring again.
Aye.
The first round, I thought, oh, I maybe not got that round, it was quite close. They had me a couple of points up. But in the end, I won it. But it was a close fight. But as the fight was going on, I was getting better. I was fitter than him, you know what I mean? So, no, it was just one of those ones. But I remember that. And then the day before, I fought the English guy. And for the English ABA champion, you know what I mean? He's pro now, he's doing quite well. I've not mentioned any boxers' names in this. I just don't. Just one of those things I don't mention, because I don't know. Don't want to be disrespectful. I beat him. I stopped him and I stopped him. And I just, you know what I mean. I just don't mention names.
Just another fight.
Aye, just another fight. You know what I mean? And then just the amateurs anyway. But basically, I forgot what I'm talking about. I was a Commonwealth. I just go on about different things all the time.
Tried to get into this Commonwealth story about 15 times here.
I was getting a talk the other day. It was a boxing club. It was Hoyt Boxing Club the other day. And it just brought back so many memories, because it wasn't a big event. I do loads of dinner talks. I do big nights, maybe 2,000 people and 1,000 people and all that. But here it was just the gym, and it was all the boys for the gym and their parents, and it was so good. And I just sat. They just wanted me to talk, be like a guest speaker. And it was up for nearly an hour, and it's like, that was the best thing. It's the best speaker I've ever had, because he just spoke about when he was wee, because it just brought back so many memories of when I was wee and boxing, and you know what I mean. And they loved it, but they couldn't. I was like, oh, one more story, and they were going, oh, here we go. And then somebody says, oh, we forgot we were meant to do a question and answer thing. And then somebody asked a question and answered it, and went, that reminds me of another story. I'm going, here we go, we're going to be here for another hour. Aye, so the Commonwealth Games, and then the next one was, that was the Australian guy, the first one. The next one was a guy from Ghana, and he knocked his guy out the day before, so he was everybody was going, oh, underdog again, you know what I mean? Beat him. Next guy was Joe Cardina, who's doing really well now.
Aye, he's an awesome boxer.
Well, he was next, and he's just got injured, I think, which is really, that's like me getting injured, but that's it. He's not been injured for a while, and he's doing really well. He's meant to be fighting Scotty Cardo, but obviously Ricky fought him instead. Yep. Because
fantastic performance for Ricky.
He was brilliant. Ricky's amazing. He just keeps getting better all the time.
He's like Benjamin Button, isn't he?
Oh, he just keeps coming back, you know what I mean? And people are going, he's finished. He didn't look good in that performance, and you're like, well, you should see him in the gym, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, last fight, I was sparring Ricky 3-4 times a week, you know what I mean? And 10 rounders and stuff, and a couple other guys jumped in as well. It was really good. And you're going, we should see him in the gym if you think he's finished, you know what I mean? And then he just comes back and puts on some performance, you know what I mean? Ricky's
and even when he's suffering some defeats at the highest level, he's not getting leathered. Do you know what I mean?
And
he's going at a pure high pace.
He's had about 20 fights or something at world level.
Exactly, mate. Freeweight world champion. Record breaker.
Who else in Britain is really fighting it? Who's been fighting at world level? Every fight has literally been a world title fight for about 15 fights or something. It's been crazy.
I would argue Ricky gave Terence Crawford his best fight yet his career.
Aye.
I was at that fight, man, and Ricky done really well in that. He lost, I don't think much people were disputing he lost, but I thought he was fucking exceeded a lot of expectations, because then Crawford went on to just knock out opponent after opponent.
Because the thing was, people didn't, Crawford wasn't on the scene then. That's the thing with Ricky. He's fought guys, and the same with the big Ndongo guy.
Yep,
He wasn't massively on the scene, but these are great boxers that it's almost, they've been tucked away.
Yeah.
And this is
the casual doesn't necessarily know them,
but then they're actually amazing. And you look at Crawford at the time, he was up and coming, and look at him now.
Exactly.
And then Ndongo and all, he went on to fight Crawford, and you know, these guys that Ricky get beat off, they're elite level, you know what I mean? So it's unbelievable that what he's done. And I was down with Ricky for a good while, maybe 9 months there, down in London with him. Down there, training with him, sparring with him, going to the gym with him and doing everything with him, and he's the most humble guy you've ever, he's never got like too much time for you.
Yeah.
He's always, I'll help you out, I'll do this, you want to go here, oh don't worry, I'll get that for you, and you're going, Ricky, like, what's going on man, I'll get it, don't worry about it, you know what I mean? He's like, no, I'll get that for you, don't worry, what you doing at the weekend, we'll go up here and we'll do this, and you're like, wait a minute, this guy's just, this guy's a 3-weight world champion. And he's just like, oh, I'll...
Just so down here.
Just like, you coming out, what you doing at the weekend? Because you're in camp, it's like, you're exhausted, you know what I mean? It's a weekend, you're not going anywhere or doing anything, and Ricky's just unbelievable with the amount of training I can...
So you want to do extra sessions in the weekend?
He's like...
Bit of yoga?
He's like, the coach is like, take a break Saturday and Sunday because it's been a right hard week. Ricky's done the exact same week, he's done more than me. And then he's like, Saturday I'm doing an 8-mile run if you want. And then I'm going to go into the gym and do a bit of cardio and some stomachs, and I'm going to do some core work. And then maybe a wee bit of power, strength work and that. And I'm like, I'll come along, I says, but I've been told to take a day off, you know what I mean? And then on the Sunday, in bed the whole day. Not even like, I'm terrible at cooking. I'm a terrible cook. I should never be left to do my nutrition on my own. I'm lying in bed and just drank cup of soups the whole day. The kettle next to my bed. Protein cup of soups.
Is that a thing, man?
It's a thing. See when you're living on your own and you can't be bored cooking, you learn about things like protein cup of soups.
Just protein everything.
Basically, so I was lying in my bed, I would get protein yogurts and protein cup of soups and sat and ate them the whole day.
What flavour were they?
No, what the cup of soups? Some random thing. It was like chickpea cup of soups. It was stinking, but I was like, I can't be walking out of my bed. I literally, my legs were like lead weights and my arms were like lead weights, and I was like, I cannot physically move because I was doing Ricky's training. I was alongside the training we were doing at the gym, which I wasn't supposed to be doing, but it's just Ricky's like, I'm going to the gym, you coming? I'm like,
you can't really say no.
It's like, alright then, you know what I mean? I'll go, and then see by the end of the week, I'm lying in the bed, my arms, legs are like lead, and I'm just shattered, and I'm like, I'm thirsty, and the water's over there, and I just can't be bothered. It's not that I can't be bothered, I physically can't even get up.
Phone in Deliveroo, mate, gotta be fucking...
Like, come and take me to the bathroom, you know what I mean? I can't move, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. So, Ricky, was he an inspiration for you then growing up?
Any boxer that spends any time with Ricky is just like, that guy is unbelievable. Sparring him's great, you know what I mean? But
does he spar like he fights? At high intensity and stuff?
His sparring is so intense, man.
Is it?
I think his sparring's intense. He's just, he has wars in sparring. He doesn't hold back sparring. He's just like, I'm coming and I'm here. This isn't preparing me for a world title fight, you know what I mean? I'm going for it, you know what I mean? He doesn't hold back at all. He's intense. You know, when you're doing 10 or 12 rounds with him, it's hard, you know what I mean? It's hard. Some experience from. That's why coaches and that love him as well, because he trains, he will spar at the drop of a hat. He could have fought 2 days ago. He'll come to the gym, and I'm not even kidding you, he'll spar. He burst his eardrum, and he was in sparring or something ages ago. Don't know how it happened. He burst his eardrum, and the next day he was in the gym sparring. And he goes, Ricky, he's got tape over his ear.
Oh damn!
He's got tape over his ear. And he's saying, "It's all right. I just need to tape my ear up." I'm like,
that's brilliant, man.
But he wasn't preparing for a fight.
He's just doing it.
He had a fight.
And
it's like, Ricky, you've just fought not long ago. You've got a burst eardrum. These guys are preparing for maybe fights that aren't nowhere near as important as yours, and you're in sparring them with a burst eardrum. And you're like, what's going on, man? He's like, no, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And then he's like, he'll spar, and it's like, he'll go out, and the amateur club will be there. And there'll be 7 boys. He'll stay in the ring and spar with every one of them. He doesn't, just next one, bang, 3-4 rounds, next one, 3-4 rounds, next one, 3-4 rounds. And he just goes through everything. And the boys that are coming in,
they're going gung-ho.
They're like, this is a world champion.
Exactly.
I'm going to show you how good I am, because they're young boys are just like, this is a world champion, but I'm going to take you out, you know what I mean? I'm going to show you how good. So they're just flying, you know what I mean? and some of them are middleweights, some of them are light middleweights, some of them are light in them, most of them are heavier in them. Big guys, you know what I mean, and they're just flying at him, and he just keeps going. He's like, right, who's next? And everybody's like, what's going on here? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next?
Oh,
it's
wow.
like unbelievable. Ricky's absolutely unbelievable, and he's brilliant. But
that's immense, man. So to go back to the Commonwealth story again, man, that was class, mate, honestly. But let's talk about the final before you went to walk out.
Aye.
What was
That was unbelievable. You're talking about a guy that's fought in front of maybe a couple of hundred people, and then got into the hydro, you know what I mean? 14,000 people, you know what I mean? And I remember talking about this before, here I go again, and my final in the Scottish. And
the
final in the Scottish, so it's just, I remember saying after I won the Scottish Championships in that interview saying, I'm coming to win gold, and I says, there's going to be 10,000, this was the words in the interview, I'm just a bit mad, I was going, 10,000, it's like mad Braveheart line, 10,000 in my own kin, in that arena, I was going on now and I was going, that's what we're all about, and this, and then it literally happened. I was walking in and said it was 14,000, not 10,000, and walking in, and it was this daft bit of plywood that I was standing on. You think that the Commonwealth Games, it would make it quite good, you know what I mean, but the tunnel that you run out was a cheap bit of plywood, and the MC Craig at the time was announcing names, and then it was going, oh, I know Craig well, and he was talking, Charlie Flynn's the next guy coming up, he's for Scott. I started banging on the phone and all this. Do you like my wellies, by the way?
Nah, I love them, mate. I love them. I need to get myself.
Banging on the phone, going mental and everything, and then this stupid bit of plywood starts pure shaking about, and I'm sitting in it singing, and I'm sitting waiting to go, this is torture, man. And yeah, pure normally I'm not that bad, but I had pure butterflies in my stomach. And pins and needles when they go right into the back of your neck, man, and I was like, oh, this is crazy, man. And then I was just waiting to go out, and then they just announce your name, you bomb it out, man, and then I remember looking up at the big screen, massive, and I was just sitting watching myself on the screen. And then I was like, come on, man, get on with this. And then seeing you hear all the Scottish people, oh, Charlie boy, you know, I'm in my home here, man, this is my home. And then I'm running, and my manager's out for work earlier. They're kidding on, they like me when they don't, you know what I mean? And then everybody's there, all your pals are there, and it was like, this is just, there's no way I'm losing this. That is my best performance, the final. And that's when it was like my strongest performance, my best performance, and I felt the best and my most confident. You think the finals, I was like, no.
That tells a lot about your personality and your attitude.
The bigger the stage, I get more confident, to be honest. But just prior to maybe walking out, that's when you get your nerves. But that's
when you get in the ring.
But then when you're walking out, you're like, this is me. But anyway, like any boxer will tell you that. Doesn't matter what world champion it is. Even Ricky's fought, as he said, 50 fights as a pro. He'll still get nerves. You know what I mean? Because it's just unnatural. It's your body preparing you for a fight, basically. Nerves are what make you sharp. Nerves are what make you switched on. If you weren't nervous, you wouldn't perform as good. You know what I mean? It's almost like a performance enhancer if you can control it.
Aye, too much of it obviously.
If you can't control it, you just won't perform. So that's what you learn when you're young. Boxing, because you're so young.
You went in there, man. You done the business.
I went in. I was going to go on again, but basically I went into the arena.
I'm going to just need to jump in, not me.
Just stand it up. So in the arena, there was 14,000 people. The place was shaking with the noise and winning the gold, and it was just unbelievable, man. It was just crazy. I remember getting into the last round, saying to the coaches, I've won these 2 rounds. This is mine. He's like, listen, don't you get carried away, you cracker. He says, you need to go out and win the last round. I don't care if you think you've won the first 2 rounds, because really can't beat me then. Because they changed the scoring again. It was. So it's 10-9 scoring.
Did you know for a fact he'd won those rounds, or was it that just
I didn't know for a fact, no. I didn't know for a fact, but I just thought I quite clearly won them.
Yeah.
It wasn't up for debate really, I'd won them.
Yeah.
But you never know. So my coach was like, Charlie, get that out of your head, get out and win this. So I did, and I went out and won the last round. I won all 3 rounds, most convincing fight of the games and everything, and then standing on the podium, you know what I mean, with the flag up, wearing a Scottish national anthem, you get 14,000 there and you're just belting out. That's like, you couldn't wish for it. Like, I don't care,
dream of that, man.
like, what I do in life or in sport. Like, I care of, like, if I become a world champion, if I sell out
when you become a world champion,
I sell out huge stadiums, whatever, anything like that, it won't compare to that. That will honestly be the best memory ever for me. Because at the time I wasn't known, and the only people that had put time into me was my coaches and my family. Everybody had me as the underdog, even though I was so highly ranked by ABA. I was in the world top 20 ranking, you know what I mean, after only boxing senior for a year. Turned 18, won the British and that, and then when I turned 19 after about a year, so once I was 19, I was in the top 20 in the world ranked, and that's by ABA, who do the Olympics, who do everything.
Yeah.
You know? So, to go out there and do that, it was unbelievable, and to have that, I don't know why I was always put the underdog, even though I was so highly ranked. But anyway, that's what made it special for me, because my dad was training me by this time. He'd been training me for years, and he was getting up every morning, 6 AM, me and him, every morning without fail, every morning, 6 AM for 2 to 3 hours. And
it's dedicating so much time.
And then
well.
working for 8 hours, and then the gym 2 to 3 hours. He was there at both gym sessions every day. When he'd work, he had 3 jobs, he'd get 7 wins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For him to do that, he's given me time he didn't have. My coaches were taking me out into the gym, running tries, they're giving me time they don't have.
Yep.
And all these people are giving me time they don't have. And I was unknown at the time. And for me to then go out and win that, it's just a big thank you for everybody, you know what I mean? Basically, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so special for me. And I'll never forget it. And that, regardless of what I ever do in my life, that'll be my biggest, my best memory of boxing.
And how did life change for you after that, man?
It was just a bit mental, man. It was like...
As I say, obviously you came out of that being one of the most talked about.
Just for that interview, basically, get millions and millions of hits. On the BBC, and then...
What was it you says? It was like buzzing like a jar of wax.
Because that was just a common phrase for a guy at work, and then...
What a belter though.
I know, so...
Amir Khan to the right of you, wasn't it?
And I was going on, he didn't really know what I was talking about. He was looking at me like, what are you talking about? And then I was going on, and I was shouting the mailman delivers and all that, the whole Royal Mail story, and then the mailman delivers, and then I was just using patter for the Royal Mail, because they're all off their heads basically, and there's a wee guy at work by wee Kev, and he was always shouting, I'm buzzing like a jar of wasps, man, and then that's basically just what I said. And then it was funny, after the games, the whole camera, TV all came into the Royal Mail, and it was one of the funniest days of my life. So everybody at that Royal Mail are hilarious. I loved it there. I absolutely loved working there. The crack was amazing. The people were some laugh. And do you know what? I would go back just for a laugh. Like I would go
just
back.
For the patter.
And just it was so good. It was sometimes I regret giving up my job there just to focus in boxing, because it was that good. You know what I mean?
Man, damn.
But I had to just to focus and everything. But we went in with them and it was hilarious. You know, you've got wee Kevin and all that, and Callum and big Jason. I was shouting them all out on TV. And then
that's brilliant.
And then
like, Charlie, we're going to
I was like, wee Kev at work, I was like a pure amateur, you know what I mean? Kev at work and all that, and Grant and everything, Jason Grant and everything. And then when I went in with the camera crews, it was one of the funniest things. For them, it was like Christmas. They're all jumping my fruit in front of the cameras and all that, and carrying on, and it was just crazy. And then after that, everything exploded basically.
Yeah.
I was doing loads of public speaking, visiting schools, doing tons and tons and tons of stuff. Left the Royal Mail, focused on pro as a professional, had about 13 injuries, and now basically, and it's just been a continuation.
You turned pro about 5 years ago, 4 years ago now.
4 years ago, nearly 4 years ago.
You struck when the iron was hot, didn't you?
That's that, just says I'm going pro here, selling hundreds of tickets, and basically it was all booming. I was going fighting with Matchroom. I have a show up in Scotland, a show in Matchroom, down in England, a show in Scotland, a show in England, and that's what we were doing, one each, to keep the Scottish fans happy, to keep them coming and supporting me, while still fighting in the bigger shows down
exactly,
south.
Getting that experience on the
and that's what we were doing, and it was going like that, and it was going fine until I just had this mad spree of injuries. And then
how hard's that been for you,
it's
man?
been torture, basically. They're talking about boxing is my life. Boxing's my sport. Boxing's been my life since I was a wee boy. And now I can't do it. And not only is it my life now, it's my income. You know what I mean? When I'm not fighting, I'm not making money. You know what I mean? That's at the end of the day, that's how it rolls. So that's what people seem to forget. And people don't understand how boxing's run with money or with tickets or with contracts or with fights or with just getting paid. They just see you on TV and they go, that guy must have money, that guy's minted. And you're talking about the majority. Most boxers that are on the TV haven't got money at all, anywhere near it. Other than the 3%, which is George Groves or Anthony Joshua, the elites.
Yeah, the headliners.
You're going, oh, how many? You're going, oh, look at Anthony Joshua, look how much money he makes. You're going, okay, Anthony Joshua, one heavyweight in Britain. What if I had to tell you, you can go onto the British Boxing Board to control and look up 100 heavyweights? How name 5 heavyweights? The average person would go, maybe name 2.
Yeah.
And then they'd go, I go, so what do you think those other 60 heavyweights are doing right now? They're working full-time jobs. They're trying their hardest to get to the gym. They're trying to get a decent promoter to put them out. And they're probably paying to box on shows. They're not even getting paid. You know what I mean? A lot of boxers aren't getting paid. Down south, it doesn't work the same up in Scotland. Down south, I've seen how they do it down there. It's different how they do it up in Scotland. And some boxers are paying promoters to fight. So, you know, it's not how it looks. Boxing is not how it looks. So, basically, over the past 4 years for me, I've been getting fights. I've been getting title fights. I still haven't got a title because a couple of
you obviously
ups and downs.
You had 2 kind of technical draws, and those fights you were, you know,
well up, and it was just,
well up.
I was well up as well ahead. A head clash, technical draw, happened twice. Couldn't even make it up.
You honestly couldn't make it up, man, for it to happen twice in 2 fights. I think in your last one with the boy, you knocked him down as well, didn't you? The first round.
20 seconds into the fight.
20 seconds in, dream start, and then boom again.
Well
ahead in the scorecards, you know.
I only had 15 seconds to go in the fight.
And then you'd have got it.
I would have won it. I would have won the title. So
after 3 rounds, it will go to the cards.
After
that's right,
4,
isn't it? After 4 rounds, sorry.
After you had to finish the 4th. It was on the 4th round it happened with 20 seconds to go. So on the scorecards, I won every round and I had a knock and I dropped him. So I would have been well up. So it was just unfortunate. And then more injuries. You know what I mean? So whether it's my back, ankle, whatever. It's just hand operations, everything. And then you're sitting, but you need to make money outside of that as well. If you've not got sponsors, I've had good sponsors. I've been really lucky. You know what I mean? So, I would be working full time. I'd just go back. I'd be and right now. There's no difference for me when I work in the Royal Mail. There's no difference, except I'm professional. I get paid to box.
Yeah.
But if I'm not working in the Royal Mail, I'm not getting a weekly wage. So the box money you make for boxing needs to equate to a weekly wage. So you maybe, if I've fought every 3 months, your average, even your bare average guy, you can get 300 a week, 1200 a month. For 3 months would be 3,600 quid. You go to somebody, I made 3,600 quid for that fight. You go, what, man? That's so much for one night. You go, aye, but I trained for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And I didn't get paid for 12 weeks. And then go on, and then you work out the cost it takes you to get to the gym, buying all your food, doing everything, all your boxing equipment, blah blah blah. That basically just levels everything out. So basically, you made about 100 quid a week for those 12 weeks when you tally it all. You know what I mean? So people see a number and they go, oh, that's tons of money, and you go, aye, but I'm fighting every 3 months, or you might make more than that, you might make less than that. Boxers get considerably less. A lot of boxers, because I came off the back of the Commonwealth Games, I've got a big following. I sell tons of tickets.
Yeah.
I am a good technical boxer that will get to very high level in boxing. So I've got everything. Therefore, I'm going to get paid. You know what I mean? And the fact is, if you can't sell tickets, you're not getting paid.
It's such a shame, isn't it? So that's the case, because you've got some absolutely amazing boxers out there.
That's right. I'm going to do a video all about it, because I don't think boxers have a clue. I didn't have a clue.
Doing it on your YouTube channel.
I'm doing a YouTube channel.
Starting his YouTube channel.
I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Charlie Flynn.
Charlie Flynn. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know what it's going to be called. Then our first video will be going out this week.
Brilliant. Can't wait, man.
Just to let everybody know what's going on, basically, because I've been out for ages with injuries, different things, all this. So
just an update.
An update on everything, what's going on, what I'm doing, how everything's going, basically. And then I'm going to do another video on boxing. basically how it works. For for boxers that want to turn professional, break it down. This is what your manager does. This is what your promoter does. This is what you're supposed to get. This is what sponsors are supposed to do, and this is how it works. This is why your promoter shouldn't be your manager. This is why your coach should be this. This is break it all down and put it into clear context. So a boxer will say, "I want to go pro." They look at that and they go, "Oh, that's how it works."
Yeah, we'll save that for your video. So
we'll save that for my video.
You go and tune into that one. How far is Charlie Flynn going to get in boxing? Know what I mean? Are you going all the way, mate?
All the way. I've always said for I was wee, you know what I mean, I'm going to be a world champion. It was always a joke in the gym, you know what I mean. Here's wee Charlie coming in with his bowl cut and red hair, and I used to come in.
You have a bowl cut?
Oh, I had mad hair.
You pelters for that.
I was only...
I used to have like a baldy, honestly, and a wee earring here and stuff, you know.
I was bowl cut material, so basically, here's Charlie Flynn strolling in with his bowl cut, and it just... Whatever. Back in the days, people... You know something these days? Kids are so self-conscious about clothes.
Just about everything in general, I
think,
like,
what are you on about? See, when I was wee, I just had...
Couldn't care.
My trousers were ripped. And I had a baggy t-shirt on. I'm talking when I was quite young, maybe 11, going to the gym.
You were a kid, mate? You never cared about all the expectations?
Like, oh, I've got an North Face body warmer and I've got all this, and I'm like, oh, good for you, you know what I mean? When I couldn't have cared less. The soles were coming off my trip. I just wanted to play all the time and fight and box and stuff. But went off track again. What were we talking about?
We'll talk about you becoming a world champ.
How did we get to that?
I don't know. You're talking about shoes, man.
I don't know what happened there.
This is what podcasts are all about, man. We're ready to do another one. We'll keep it going for a long time.
No. I don't know how I strayed, but
basically you were saying you're going to dominate like the division.
I know, that's what I say. I always come into the boxing gym saying I'm going to
be a world champ.
And they used to say, Charlie, what are you going to be? And they used to shout it for across the gym. You'd hear a wee guy, oh, champion. It's like, where are you going to fight? Las Vegas. Where are you going to keep away from? Drinking women. That used to be the thing that we just used to shout at the gym every day. It was the joke, and then visitors were in the gym, check this wee guy out. And I seen a video, I'd never seen it before, when I was 10, skitting. I was like, like crazy skitting. And I was doing the pads and all that. And I was like, well, I had no idea I was like that, and I was so young, you know what I mean? And they used to go, once see this boy, and they used to shout me up, and they used to go, where you going to? And it used to go on and on and on. And that was an insane drive that was in me. It was insane. It was like, I'm chucking my work down. I can't box as much as I want. He's like, you're not chucking your work. You're sticking at your work, you know what I mean? I'm chucking it down. I says, no, you're not. But I can't box. And he's like, I don't care, you're not chucking your work. Stay at your work, and your boxing can suit your work. You know what I mean? Get your driving done, get this, buy all your boxing gear. He says, you're not chucking your work. And I says, alright. So, that was the way I was. I was so obsessed with boxing that basically I says, I'm chucking work and all that. I just want to box. But I was like, no, you're paying digs, man. You're not staying here and getting everything for free. You need no our food and boxing and me training. You need to give you something, you know what I mean? Not really that content. They still would have done it. They wouldn't have cared. But it's like, no. You need money, you know what I mean? You're at a point, you're like, you need money, you need to get your driving done, you need to do this, you just stick at it, and then we worked a routine right around it, and it was fine. So
and that's all worked out in the end, didn't it?
That's always been the ambition, and it's the same with anybody in life. If you want something, it's up to you to go and get it, you know what I mean? You know, like in this day and age, everybody's got phones, cameras, you've got cars, you've got... Andy can achieve, like even you doing your podcast, doing your YouTube, how well it's built, anybody can do it in this day and age. All that's really lacking is the motivation to go out and do it.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of words that get spoken as well without action. And I'm trying to advocate that a lot right now as well, because I wanted to start a podcast for ages. And it was always waiting on like something to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. But the best way for anything to happen is just to go out and do it, mate. Apply yourself.
And with me, I'm just doing a YouTube channel for fun. I think it's going to be good fun. Just doing it.
It will be.
Doing it, seeing what happens.
And I think you'll see a lot of more people from maybe mainstream popularity coming through, won't they? Online content. It's just another medium to talk to your fans and talk to people.
No, it's good.
Express your opinions and stuff like that.
Definitely. So, but I think I do loads of school visits, and I say I'm just going to achieve anything. I do a lot of schools, and it's all about opportunity. People say, but I don't think it's about opportunity. You know what I mean? I think you need to make your own opportunity. I do a lot of schools with behavioural kids. at risk of exclusion, at this, at that, you know what I mean? And I go and speak to these kids, are just normal kids, you know what I mean? Everybody's built different, everybody's got a different mindset. You know, the thing is with schools, they're taking everybody and putting them together and going, this is the curriculum for somebody that's intelligent.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And it's
you can
just
take
it's
fish
just
to,
not.
What's the saying? You can... A fish can't climb a tree or
Aye,
something
I
like that.
said
You
that
know what I'm saying? It's something like that.
You're taking people out of... You're taking people... It's like taking an artist and telling them if you can...
If you're shit at maths and you're dumb.
You're taking an artist who's an amazing artist and saying if you can't do a backflip, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? And that's what you're taking the whole of society, cramming them into this thing and doing tests and saying, if you can't do this, you're dumb. And not only that, if you don't do it, we're going to say you're stupid, you're going to be... You're
going to be ostracised
you're
stuff.
Intellectually retarded, do you know what I mean? You're that, it's like... So I see a lot of kids, I do a lot of things with schools, and I visit them, and I've done a school, and it was for behavioural kids that were at risk of exclusion or something, and the guy's like, oh, but you're saying all this, but how have I got an opportunity and all this, and what opportunities have I got? And I was like, well, most people have got, like, everybody's got an opportunity, but they're not taking it. I says, the recipe for success is opportunity plus preparation will give you success, you know what I mean? You can do the bit that nobody else is doing, the preparation. You invest in yourself, you're prepared. You invest in yourself, in your mind, in your body, and find out what you're good at, know what you want to do, and you prepare yourself. So when the opportunity comes, you're all over it, you know what I mean? Whereas most people in society, they've got opportunities, they're not prepared, they're not ready, they're not hungry.
So they don't put themselves in that position as well, because they're waiting for it to come to them.
And they just don't even, they're just happy getting by or whatever. But, you know, and you're saying, these people have got opportunities every single day where they could be doing this, they could be doing that, they could be investing in this.
I mean, in this country, they certainly do you know what I'm saying? There is.
You know what I mean? So, I'll say to these guys, you know, get ahead. 90% of people have got opportunity, but they don't take it. The 10% of people haven't got opportunity, but they can be prepared. And you're ahead of those people, because when that opportunity does come, you're on it, you know what I mean? Get ahead of the 90%. The 90% that are unprepared, that aren't investing in themselves. Invest in yourself, basically, and put time into yourself and build yourself, so that when that opportunity comes, you're ahead of the 90% and you're the guy in the line, you know what I mean? So I do a lot of stuff with kids, and even if that's getting an apprenticeship, getting a job somewhere, anything, you know what I mean?
Anything that's positive and going to enhance their life as well.
I don't go get into sport, we work on a lot of stuff with getting kids, not just into sport, but sorting their lives out, helping them get a bit of foundation in them, because a lot of people come from the exact same background as me. They'll be in a council estate or whatever, and maybe they've had unfortunate events, life go harder than any boxer, you know what I mean? So, and it's to say to these guys, you know, anything can achieve, grades don't mean as much, you know, confidence in your own ability and setting goals and having a vision and having the hunger to go out and achieve is actually much better than having grades, you know what I mean? So, and grades can come at any time. You can set grades again in 3 years' time. You can do anything you want. But
and all the stuff, a lot of the stuff you're doing is coming under the umbrella of the company that you're kind of trying to launch.
Inspiration for Schools.
Can you tell the people what exactly that is, man?
Inspiration for Schools, basically I started it myself. I've been visiting schools for 4 years, just for free basically. And taking the kids, talking to them, doing motivational stuff. You came to a couple of the things I've done with a couple of high schools, and basically helping the kids. But I started doing sports with them, training with them, doing a lot of training, started taking whole schools. I'll train your whole school, I'll give assemblies to your whole school, blah blah blah. Got more in demand. I was injured, so I just listed all these schools, visited them all, and then got back for injury, got into training, had a big pile of schools, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do here? They're all expecting me to come, can't go. I'll need to try and organise other athletes to go. Other athletes basically are going to schools now. We're all visiting schools, and because I know them, we've been on Team Scotland, I know them quite well, and pal with them, we could go and get food together. So it's not, for me, for kids, this is huge. They're getting Olympic runners, European champions into their school.
And it's free to the schools as well.
Free for schools, it's free for schools. So basically what we say is, these athletes are in full-time training, you know what I mean? They need to get some sort of money for this, because they're already really stretched. So we work through fundraising, and we give most of the money to the school, and we just cover the athletes' fees, and that's it basically. So the schools The kids all got autograph stuff, they all get wearing their medals, they all get photos with them, selfies, we do competitions, we do loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff with all the kids, that the kids get so much out of it, you know, and sometimes that's all it takes, to get a role model into the school, and a role model that's done something big and special, and say, you can do this. Talk to them how to develop a successful mindset, what kind of positive body language is, how to develop your confidence, how to speak in public, loads of stuff, and show them that anybody can forge a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And just let people know that you don't need to fit into these categories that people are being forced into.
Yeah.
And the artists are highly intelligent, musicians are highly intelligent. These people are so smart, you know what I mean? I went on the TV with a guy and he painted me on the thing backwards without he looked at me in a mirror and painted to the canvas and it was
immense.
It was so cool. You know what I mean? And some would turn around and go, but does that transform into money? How's that? That's not, you're not it has, you know what I mean? He's worth a fortune now.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Whereas in schools they're obsessed with counting and maths because it's directly linked with money. It's directly linked with maths. It keeps everybody in the monetary mindset.
I know. I don't necessarily blame teachers and all that.
No.
You've probably met with so much
my
teachers.
My family's teachers, you know what I mean? And
teachers are amazing
teachers are
people,
great.
Man. They're doing so many hours.
Teachers are one of the most important people in society.
I think they should be paid more as well for it. No,
Teachers, doctors, and farmers, I think, are the three most important people. And families obviously that contribute, like families, but I'm talking about outside of just families. Doctors that heal humanity, farmers that provide for humanity, and teachers that teach humanity. Exactly. They're the three most important people. I think. Mate,
it makes perfect sense.
They're the three most important roles in society outside of family, like family life. Family, most important part of society is building safe, good families. But
we'll end the podcast like we usually do, with a question from the guest to me.
Right.
So if you've got a wee question, I'll answer that. Anything at all.
A question for me to you. I thought you were talking about questions people would ask you.
Just switching it up a bit, mate.
Alright, a question for you. Right, so when did you start doing YouTube channels?
Oh man,
basically when, why, where, how? Tell me.
It's a funny story, obviously, and all interrelated.
Now we're going to go back to you. This funny story here.
Exactly, mate. I'm going to fucking go into it now. But if you want me to start at the very start, it was about 5th year in school. I was severely overweight because I'd stopped playing football at the time.
Yeah.
And I just ate food, like I was in a caloric surplus, and I watched boxing as well at the time.
Aye.
So I reached out to Big Stephen Simmons, the cruiserweight fighter, and I was going to buy tickets to go to my first ever boxing show.
Aye.
So I went up to the fort to meet him to buy the tickets, and it wasn't even anything he said or anything like that. But see, when I walked around the corner, there's this wee Chinese that me and my mum would always go to, and she says, "Do you want chips and curry, son?" and stuff, and I went, "Nah, I'm going to leave it." And see, since then I went on like a sporting journey where I lost all sorts of weight, and in that time I started watching IFL TV as well. So I started watching IFL TV. I then realised, wait, there's not just like cat videos on YouTube, there's actually people, like communities and stuff, which culminated in me making my first ever YouTube video in 2016. Just got a camera.
Only 2 years ago?
Only 2 years ago. Just got a camera, filmed my day, which was going to a Rangers match, which is why now I think I make a lot of content surrounding that. And that's how it all started, man. It's weird how just one decision and stuff can get you to where you are.
And then one opportunity and taking up that thought.
Exactly, and even how we met as well, it was through social media. Like, I put myself
and it was a mix-up anyway, because I had about 6 people, so I just picked a guy, and then the school got in touch with you, and thought it was you, and then I met you, and I was like, oh cool, whatever, man.
And then we just filmed, and then we ended up doing another few projects, and then we're here, man, do you know what I'm saying?
It's really good.
That's how I started.
No, that's cool. Well, I was going to start YouTube for fun, basically. Well, I think that's basically how you started it, wasn't it?
It still is, to be honest. And even these podcasts, it's just stripping it right back before like social media and all that, and people are just on their phones. It's just a conversation between two people.
I never had a phone till I was 20.
Really?
Aye, till after the game. I got a phone because I was going to the games, and I thought it wasn't even mine. It was my big sister's old phone. I was probably classified as severely antisocial. I just
obsessed with boxing.
Obsessed with boxing, and all I done was work and box. So I couldn't do anything outside it. But I didn't have social media. Didn't have Facebook, Twitter. I only just got Instagram, a wee while ago now. 6 months
I
ago.
was saying to you,
I was sure it says that's like Instagram now. I got it ages ago, put it up for a day, got about 1,000 people, and then goes, you know what, I can't afford this, and just deleted it.
Yeah.
And then basically, when I got to the games, and then it was after the games, I still didn't have all this stuff. And they were like, Charlie, you need to get it. And I was like, fine. I gave it to one of the boxers there.
Yeah.
And he made my Twitter.
Right.
And started that, and then I put a tweet out. I got 1,000 followers within about an hour because it was the games. So I probably would have had a much higher following if I had it during the games, but I didn't know anything really. I wasn't big on social media. I didn't bother with it. Didn't really care. And then I didn't even have personal Facebook. Nothing. I only just got my phone at 20 because I just
still got for your mates and champing their door.
I was just old school, man. I'm old school. I just didn't do it. I just wasn't. I just didn't do it, and it was never part of me. So, what time's that then?
It is currently 12:30.
Oh, that's right. That's fine. I wasn't sure. I thought I had to be somewhere for one, but no, that's alright. It's cool. But no, that's that. I was so like that. But obviously I'm married now because I've been playing.
Oh, you've ruined it, man. I was going to end it on that as well.
Oh, were you?
Aye, man.
Can you not cut it?
I can cut it.
Fade in and fade out. How are you going to end it?
I was just going to congratulate you, mate, on your,
just do that then.
Your wedding and becoming a married man.
Aye.
Did it feel different?
No, it doesn't. It's just the exact same.
It's the exact same, man.
But are you going to end it? I've got. Aye. If you want to end it, do you want to say that as a new thing?
No, mate. We're still rolling uncut.
Uncut,
just like IFL TV back in the day, not?
That's it. But, no, that's it. Married now. Got married. When is it? A month ago. October. Do you know what date it was? 13th.
Oh, brilliant! Excellent
October the 13th. October the 13th. Get married. It was the biggest storm in Wales since about 50 years. Everything was flooded. It was crazy. The whole thing got cancelled. Then it wasn't cancelled. Then nobody showed up. Then everybody showed up. And every time somebody trickled in, there's a big cheer. Somebody's no deed. You know what I mean? Somebody's made it.
Oh, brilliant!
And it was just crazy. We were on the wedding car going. A landslide happened right in front of us. A tractor came. Mad guy in a tractor came, cleared it for us. Kept driving. We got there and we were like, nobody's going to be here. We got half the people were there. Like, oh, good, half the people's here. It's like, where's the band? Where's the where's the people that's meant to be cooking? Yeah. You know what I mean? They ended up making it. Everybody trickled in eventually, and then basically everybody trickled in, and then it was a great time in the end. So
happily
that was the ceremony. Everybody made it, and then it was getting to the other place. It was a disaster, but then everybody eventually made it, and it was a good time. And all that, so it was good. And then, what paper was it? The Sun or something put some random thing out. I was in a kilt, and it was in Wales and all this. And they put a thing out. They do this with me. They just they see me post. It's a profile picture on Twitter. They didn't see me they only seen the top half of me. Charlie was wearing his traditional classic suit and all this. Spilled a load of garbage out on the Sun. I was like, these people are just, you know what I mean? I was like, what? I wasn't in a suit. You know, then you couldn't even see what I was wearing, and they just made all this.
Journalism,
they just made all that stuff up. You know, it was just crazy. But
well, that's brilliant. Congrats on that.
But
thanks for coming on, mate.
A new stage, a new chapter. Everything's up and down.
Brilliant.
The school Inspiration for Schools is going really well. We're hoping to link up with we are linking up with active schools, and we can hopefully get into near enough all the schools in Scotland. And then boxing, overcoming an injury. I ended up couldn't walk. I hurt my back a wee while ago before the wedding. I was meant to be headlining a show in the Ravenscraig. Must have been about 2 months ago. And warming up, twisted my back. Next thing you know, I was in an ambulance and couldn't walk for 2 weeks.
Fuck's sake.
So it's hurt my back, my spine's stiff and all this, so that's why it's taking so long. So it's probably going to take quite a long while before it's better. Hence the reason I'm putting a video out. But I'm just going to make a YouTube channel and do it.
Love it, mate. Love it.
Alright, David.
Thanks very much for coming on, mate.
Right?
You too, mate.
That's
cheers. Bye. That was great, man.
Excellent.
Oh, we usually just do wee photos at the end.